Hi everyone, it's Shannon and welcome to today's video. Today's video I'm very excited to do because I am going to be doing kind of a dupes video, and I don't normally do that, but I'm very excited about this one, and that is because I'm going to be covering the brand new Alter Ego palette called Midsummer, which, if you haven't heard of Alter Ego, they do a lot of palettes that are inspired by other palettes but at a much discounted rate, and this palette is $17, and the palette it is inspired by is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Nouveau palette, which is $55. So very excited to try this out because the Nouveau palette is a favorite of mine. I absolutely love it. I saw it, I had to have it, and you know, Alter Ego saw my video that I had done on the Anastasia palette and contacted me and asked me if I wanted to try this one out. So I have not tried it out today. I haven't tried it out yet. They did send it to me. So here is the palette, and here is the inside, and as you can see, so it's very, as you can see, it says inspired. So I do have the original on Anastasia Beverly Hills. We'll be doing some side-by-side comparisons. So let's just kind of see right here. We'll do a side-by-side comparison here. So you can see they're a little bit rearranged, but for the most part, the colors are the same. And very excited to try this out because while I do love this palette, you know, not everybody wants to spend $55 on a palette. So if you can afford it and it's a good quality for $17, you know, why not? So I am anxious to try this one out. Now, as I did mention, they did send this to me in PR. So very thankful that they did. They also sent me some other palettes. So I do want to kind of show them really quick. The first one that they sent me is called Coastal. And Coastal is, I believe, inspired from the Huda Beauty rose quartz, which I also have. So I compared it. It looks very, very similar. I'm not going to dig into this one today, but it's absolutely beautiful, and the color story is definitely inspired by the Huda Beauty rose quartz. So this is the Coastal, and then I did ask them if they were going, because they did offer, they said, well, we'll send you some other palettes. And I did say, well, if you're going to send me, could you send me the Goddess? So the Goddess is this one. Here is the packaging. I love the packaging, very sleek packaging, you know, the black, but this is inspired by the Natasha Denona Gold palette. So that is a palette that I do not have. I never got. It is $129. It, I believe, was like discontinued, and it just recently came back in stock, but I just can't, you know, come to spend $129 on a palette that's been around for several years that, you know, even if I did a review, would be lost. So I was very excited to try this one out. So I have not dug into this one yet, but I am very excited to have this because I always wanted the Natasha Denona Gold, but now I kind of feel like I have the next best thing. Now this one I think runs $18. So you have $129 versus $18, which is a huge difference. Now it is considerably smaller. The Natasha Denona Gold is definitely a bigger palette, but again, I like that. I don't need huge palettes. So I will definitely be using this in the near future. Very excited to, you know, dig into it. But this one has gone out of stock a couple times and has come back in stock. So if you have been waiting for this one is back in stock. And also Alter Ego did give me a code for 10% off. It is Shannon10. There will be a link below as well. So it is an affiliate link, just FYI. But they also gave me a 10% code, so you can save 10% off any order of Alter Ego. Okay, so before we get started with trying it on, let's go ahead and do some side-by-side swatch comparisons with the ABH Nouveau palette. Okay, so here is the top row of the ABH Nouveau palette, and the first shade is going to be the ABH Nouveau. The second shade is going to be the Midsummer from Alter Ego. So as you can see, they're pretty comparable. I will say the Lavender is a little bit lighter and some subtle differences. I will say the ABH did seem a little creamier and denser, but when I swatched it, the payoff was pretty similar. And here is the second row from the ABH palette. Again, that's the first shade. Second shade is from Midsummer. And again, very similar. And I will say the shimmer, which is on, this is Peacock in ABH. And then this is Tempest in the Midsummer. It's actually a little bit more pronounced in the Alter Ego palette. So, but again, very similar, felt the same swatching. So I'm very eager to try this one out. Okay, and they also sent me their eyeshadow base. They also sent me a matte lipstick too, so I'll try that at the end. But they sent me their eyeshadow base, which I'm eager to try. This is only $4. So I'm eager to try this, and let's see, it has a little doe foot applicator, and I'm going to just put it on, and I'm going to use this on both eyes. And I do tend to use a primer, an eyeshadow primer. So this goes on really nice for $4. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the shade Tuscan as kind of the transition shade. And okay, it's a little powdery, but you know, nothing more than the typical ABH. And I'm just gonna go in on both lids as a transition shade. Okay, so there it is on both eyes. Went on really nice, not a lot of fallout. So I've already put on my foundation, so no fallout at all. So I thought it went on really, really nice. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna do like a green look. I'm wearing a green shirt today. So I'm gonna go in with this Meadow on the outer corner, and pretty much kind of the standard look that I normally do, kind of deepen the look here. And then I will go in with something, with one of the shimmers on the lid. But again, the mattes really, they're very comparable. They're really good quality. They go on really nicely. There's a lot of pigmentation, but not too much. And they seem to blend out really nicely. Okay, so there it is. Blends out beautifully. These are really, really good shadows. Like, I am really impressed with the quality of these. I can't believe this palette's $17. I will say that. So let's go ahead, and I'm probably gonna go in with the shade Pollen. I'm gonna go with an all green look here. So I'm gonna go with the shade Pollen. I'm gonna go in first with an eyeshadow brush and pat it on, and then I will probably go back in with my finger. But I'm gonna go in first with an eyeshadow brush and just pat it on the lid. And this looks really, really nice. It goes on really nicely. I am just amazed by the quality of these shadows. Okay, so I went in with the brush. I have not gone in with my finger, and these applied beautifully. I didn't wet the brush. I didn't do anything. I just put it on with the brush. Now I'm gonna go back in with my finger and kind of try to emphasize it a little bit more, but honestly, it went on really, really nice with the brush, which I like, because I kind of don't like going in with my finger, to be honest. But went on really, really nicely, and I am just loving the qualities of these shadows. So again, I'll talk about it, I'll recap a little bit at the end, but the quality of these shadows is definitely there. Now to complete the look, I'm going to go in with this shade Dew on the inner corner. And now there isn't a highlight, like a shimmery highlight. There is the Vanilla, which is the light shade, which I could go on the brow bone, but I like a shimmery highlight, so I will probably just use a highlight for that. But again, it's the same as the ABH palette, so there is no shimmery highlight in there either. But I'm gonna go in with the Dew in the inner corner. And again, I'm gonna go on the other side of the brush and just go in the inner corner and make it a little lighter so you can kind of see it there. Again, I'm just really loving this look, and I don't know if I've ever done this all green look with the ABH before. I've used the Lavender quite a bit, which more so than I really ever thought I would, but this goes on really, really well with the brush, which is really nice, and not even having to wet it. So that is it with the inner corner. So pretty much that's it. I'm gonna let's go. I'll probably go in on the other eyes a little bit as well. Let me go in with the under eye right here really quick. I'm gonna go in with the Tuscan on the bottom and on the liner, and I'll probably go in a little bit more off camera. I don't like doing the lower lash line on camera because I'm just not good at it and I tend to mess it up. So I'm gonna touch it up here and then finish off camera and then come back. Okay, so I finished up the eyeshadow and just put a little bit underneath and also put on mascara. So really impressed with it, but let me go ahead and do the liquid lip. So I did put some lip liner on and we'll do a quick liquid lip. So this is the shade, let's see, this is the shade Crush, and I love the packaging. The packaging is beautiful and I love a good matte liquid lip. I know a lot of people don't, but personally I love it. So here is the applicator and we'll go ahead and just put this on and see. It goes on really nice. Okay, so there is the liquid lip. It can go on really thin, which I like. So it's not really thick, and it's definitely dry, but not drying. Let me see how much it is. Okay, so it looks like they have 6 shades, and they are normally $6, and right now they're on sale for $4, which is pretty incredible. Or you can get the entire collection of 6 for $18, which, you know, comes out to like $3. And I love the packaging. Again, the packaging is really sleek. Definitely feels much more luxe than $4. But, you know, it's definitely drying. It is a dry formula, but it is a liquid, you know, a matte lip. So normally what I would do is I would go on with this and then probably go in with an oil. And this is my Clarins, which I love. So I'll probably just put a little bit here and just kind of moist, you know, give it a little glisten so it's not dry, but usually it will, you know, maybe not last as long, but it feels really good. So it's a good liquid lip. This is the first time I'm trying this, so this is kind of like a first impression, but I think it's good, especially for $4. I mean, that's not even like drugstore price. That is even cheaper than drugstore price. So I think it's worth picking up if you're going to pick up, you know, an eyeshadow. If you want to pick up one or 2 shades of these, especially for the price, definitely worth it. But let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. I think it's great. For $17, I think it's great. Now, what I would say is if you own the ABH Nouveau, don't get this. Like, it's the same palette. It's the same palette. Don't get this. I mean, don't get this one. However, if you wanted this but didn't want to spend the $55, then, you know, and you liked the color story and you kind of feel like you missed out, then get this. This is really good. I think the quality is great. And, you know, learning what I've learned doing, you know, YouTube is that a lot of the pricing for, you know, makeup goes into marketing and everything that goes involved with it, and the research as far as kind of designing an eyeshadow palette. So if you're inspiring from someone else's design, then, and a lot of the marketing, it's you know, there's not a lot of marketing there. They're not, you know, you're buying, they're not sold through Sephora or Ulta. You buy directly from their website. So that brings the cost down. But I think it's really great. Now you are getting less eyeshadow product. I think you're getting like a third less than what you would here. But again, $17 versus $55. So, but again, if you have this one, don't get this one. But if you've wanted this one is definitely worth picking up. I think if I'm traveling, I will definitely take this one instead of the Nouveau, just because, you know, it's $17. If anything happens to it, breaks or anything. Plus it's a little smaller, so it's more compact. But what I am very excited about is to try the Goddess, because like I said, I wanted the Natasha Denona Gold palette, and now I have it in a more compact and more affordable version. So I'm very excited to try this one. So I'm very impressed with Alter Ego. I had heard about this brand, I had watched other videos, but again, I had the originals, so I never purchased them because I didn't really feel the need. But I think it's a really great alternative, especially if you wanted, you know, a certain palette but didn't want to spend the money. I think it's definitely worth checking out. So I do have a promo code. It is Shannon10. It will save you 10% off. So again, this is $17. You're going to save, you know, another 10% off of it. You know, it's great. And I do have an affiliate link below. So thank you very much for Alter Ego for giving me an affiliate link and giving me a promo code, and then also sending me these palettes and the liquid lip and the eyeshadow base. I really like the eyeshadow base for $4. That's fantastic. So I thought it worked out really well. I'm anxious to keep trying that one. So very excited to, you know, dig into some of these other palettes and see if the quality is the same. So again, thank you Alter Ego for sending these to me. But with that, if you like this video, click like, click and subscribe. That way you get a notification every time I post a new video. Bye everyone.